Good evening, everybody.
Daddy raised me to be.
Good night. Good evening, whatever, however you want to accept whatever official greeting is appropriate. Yeah, man. I know this story is a few days old, but I was reading, some posts, and this is in reference to the official America's favorite black baby daddy, Mr. Nick Cannon. Now, apparently, Mr. Nick Cannon made a statement, or I don't know what prompted him to make this statement or come up with this judgment or evaluation in regards to and I'm not going to say, I can't say, because Nick, he go for exotics. He go for he's not discriminating. He doesn't discriminate. He has, what they term is the aforementioned exotics, and I don't really see him with I guess it depends on how you evaluate that. I don't see him with too many what they call snow bunnies. It's usually like some brownish, or I guess I can't really think of any dark ones that stand out, but the high yellow to the brownish, Mr. Nick Cannon. But apparently Mr. Nick Cannon says that many. I imagine he wouldn't say all. It becomes very dangerous when you attempt to categorize an entire group. But he says many of I don't know whether he was specific in regards to young women or old women, but he was saying that many of these women nowadays have a hygiene problem. Now, me, just living in life, I can't necessarily say that that hygiene issues are one gender, because I know a whole lot of smelly niggas, smelly males, smelly dudes, smelly fellas. I can't say that. I take baths and I wash, but I know in between the baths and the washes that sometimes I might have a little odor. But for him, it was just interesting that he would come out and just considering that, okay, he just had another child, I do believe, and he's a man about town. Hey, the good book says be fruitful and multiply, and I guess and along the lines of the Muslim faith, they say that a man should have as many wives as he can afford. But Mr. Cannon says, well, the ladies, they have a hygiene problem. I didn't read too far into it to what specifically that he meant by hygiene problem. I wouldn't imagine that it meant that their underarms stink, but maybe that might be what he meant. But according to the responses I was reading from some of the young to the old women, one that stood out, I guess one that was frequent, was that they said that the reason, and I'm pretty sure I read that they didn't give any other reason, in regards. Okay, well maybe it might be my diet, maybe it might be the fact that I wasn't necessarily trained as a young lady in order to keep my privates clean, or maybe I don't even know that I'm not keeping my privates clean as a young lady. I'm speaking theoretically, because clearly I'm not a young lady. But there wasn't any. I didn't see too many dismissals in that regard. What I read is that the fact, and I guess considering that it was Mr. Nick Cannon who said so, they were saying that the fact that a male, if he has sex with several women, then he somehow mixes the bacteria from one woman to another woman, and that somehow creates a culture, to speak in biological terms, a culture inside the woman's vagina, and that vagina creates those bacteria in that culture. They multiply and they ferment and do whatever they do in order to become what might be a displeasing odor, or oh shit, I'm about to hit somebody. My bad, buddy. You speak. I had the right of way, nigga. Shit. And you had the other leg. Son of a bitch. But yeah, let me get back to my point. Fuck, I got my bell on. But yeah, let me get back to my point. I guess that was some type of sign. Maybe I should be talking about this. But fuck it. Since I'm already in it, let me continue to be in it. So it's like what he's saying is that he is saying that the women are saying that, the fact that a male has a tendency to might sleep with more than one woman, and then goes to a woman, and somehow that going to that, being with those other women and going to that one woman, having sex with her. Now, I would think that, okay, if you having sex with this other woman, then perhaps you might have the wherewithal in order to either whether it be the man himself or the woman themselves to clean your person, the clean I guess if it's gonna be me in the case, hell. And I gotta admit, in my younger days, it might have been situations where I might have had sex with one woman in a day. I'd like to be able to say, well, here, I ain't trying to go to another woman smelling like another woman, or, it just, I like to say, I would pretty much surely say that I wash my ass in between parties. And even beyond that, okay, it's understandable. Okay, you say that the cat is dipping from one vagina to another vagina. It's understandable to say that, but let's think from the perspective that, okay, if you have an idea, if you're uncertain whether this man is devoted completely to you, then why are you having unprotected sex with this person? And I mean, and of course, it goes on to the male. Y'all got to be careful with this raw dog shit, because hell, you never know if the man Nick Cannon, and as many women as Nick Cannon seems to have the ability to entertain. If Nick Cannon is one saying, well, these women have a hygiene problem, then you should be, you as a male, us as men should be very, very careful, in regards to protecting ourselves. But what I'm saying is okay, if women know this already, women know, okay, a lot of women responding to this, they were saying that it's the men's fault. If the men's would stop dipping in and out of women's vaginas and be more monogamous to one woman, then the situation regards feminine hygienity, there will be no more smelly vajayjay, there will be no more complaints for Nick Cannon to have. But there's one caveat there, because hey, I understand that when it's in embarrassing situations, it's for some folks it's easier to point or find a reason why point to another person why this and that happened and why this and that is. And I guess in this situation, like according to the responses I was reading, it was easier to point to the men for the fact that women's vaginas stink. But okay, let's say this is true. It can only be the fact that the man that this one particular man is dipping in vaginas and spreading bacteria herefore and thereabout. There's also another explanation or theory or reason why there's an introduction of various types of bacteria to a woman's vagina And that may be the fact that the woman herself might also choose to have multiple penises entering her vagina. Is that too far-fetched to believe? Considering the fact that, okay, these famous guys, they tend to have come across the same type of women who have certain aspirations, and they want to get them a celebrity, a high value guy, someone that's secure, financially secure. But the thing about it is that, well, hell, even those who are wealthy, the wealthy entertainers, those who you might think are just the most pristine of people, those who are without flaw, those celebrities. And I don't know who in the rational mind would think that a celebrity is without flaw, but nevertheless, they get in these circles, and they may entertain escorts, OnlyFans, and things of that nature. They may be on their back, and they may be laying down on their back in order to get funds from cats to get on their feet. As I've heard before, there's a saying that goes, she had to lay down on her back in order to get on her feet, and by laying on her back, that means she was entertained. Those providers or those contributors to a well-being, in order to get herself together. But I just found it interesting, and it threw me. I can say that in time, that in my time, I've encountered some kitty cat, some coochie cat that didn't exactly smell. I mean, I can't say that it just smelled just like a fish market or nothing like that, but it had a little tang to it. The nanny had a little tang to it, and it may very well. It may very well been. I can't say. I don't know what it was. It may have been hell. Her pH balance, what she ate, it maybe be the bacteria, whatever. But in my younger days, your younger days, you kind of grin and bear it. But and I thank the Lord that I have no long-term venereal situations that I have to deal with in my older age. But sometimes hell. A nigga close his nose and strap up and go for his, but I don't know, man. I'm just all off on the South Bells at this point. But Nick Cannon, he's the man about town. I guess you could say he's a bon vivant, a connoisseur of high quality and medium quality and whatever brand quality of a JJ, vagina, nanny, pussy. But his evaluation is that a lot of women aren't as hygienic as they should. So I don't know what to say at that point. But I know one thing, you women, you may be right. Hell, I mean, you are probably right. I guess you'd say a woman knows more about her body than a man does. But you may very well be right that, hey, it may be a lot of these guys that are dipping in the multiple holes, and and it may not just be the singular hole on. Oh, shit, I got that shit still. It may not be the one hole on a woman. They may be dipping on multiple holes on a woman, because a lot of these guys it seems to be a popular trend of not only eating booty, but also the sodomy, the anal sex is very popular. So it's like, okay, some of y'all, y'all might have residual fecal matter, and doing the double dipping things and of that nation. I guess that would be some type of bacteria that might create some type of odor. But yeah, man, I just wanted to have something to talk about, cause hell, I'm still on YouTube, baby. and I'm trying to get, and I'm working to expand my reach. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go up here. I want to go to the gym, man. I got the gym membership. I have not been one day. But yeah, man. Nick Cannon said y'all pussy stink. What y'all gonna do, man? Y'all gonna blame niggas for this? Y'all blame niggas for all this shit, man? I mean, hell, at some point, if you know the niggas is the cause of a potential, do you smell yourself? If you smell yourself and you know that it may be that it's niggas that's causing this type of odor, there's certain precautions that you might decide to make. You got to do more than blaming folks about it, you know. And fellas, you know, okay, if you know that if Mr. Candace is just let you know that a lot of women have hygiene problems, and if you're going to go about the way of being a playboy player, but with it, you know, be careful about what you stick your shit in, stick your dick in, you know, and be cautious, you know, and niggas like to go raw, and as if AIDS has somehow went extinct. I guess there are many ways where you don't have to necessarily die from AIDS, but it is what it is, baby. So I'm gonna get on off. I see somebody tipped in and they tip right back out, but nevertheless, peace and love. Later on.